Hello, viewers. I'm excited to be here again, and I'm sure you are excited to be here. It's that time again where we delve into Chelsea and we dissect our team, the team that we all love. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to hear from you. And please start sending your comments in, and we are going to take as many as possible. Also, we are happy. For me personally, the break has been somehow because there's no big news as it were, like no live scores to talk about. But even at that, we have our players doing very well in the international break, and we are very happy. So as I said, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share. Sharing is caring, as I always say. We have a lot packed up for us today, and it promises to be a very lovely show. Please, as I said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will love you to like, share, and subscribe on this page. Oh, this is Chelsea Socials. Chelsea Socials, where we'll be bringing you up to date with recent happenings in Chelsea Football Club, and also be discussing reactions of fans over results and performances of the players. And also, we are going to be dissecting the team. For today, we have a lot packed up. Yes, it's the international break, but that wouldn't stop us. As I said, we have a lot packed up for us today, and it promises to be a great show. Chelsea Socials is from Chelsea Sessions, the section of Chelsea Sessions. We'll be, as I said, be dissecting a lot about the Chelsea team. So do well to like, share, and subscribe. We have a lot packed up for you in Chelsea Sessions. A lot. And we are bringing them little by little. This is just to whet your appetite. We have a lot lined up for you. And today, as I said, it's going to be a wonderful show. Yes, and I want you to send in your comments, send in your messages, even as we start the show. We have a lot, as I said, and I'm waiting for some of my guys to join up, but notwithstanding, we are going to continue the show, and it promises to be a wonderful time. Ray, I can see you. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? Big up to you too, Ray. Big up to you. Big up to you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you very much. We have a lot. We have a lot. I'm good. I'm good, Ray. I'm good. I'm good. How are you too? How are you too? I hope you are not. I hope this period is not too boring for you. I hope the international break is able to fill in that feeling of watching your beloved Chelsea play. For me, it hasn't actually. It has been a boring weekend, but notwithstanding, we are fine, and yet we still have a lot to discuss today. Yeah, I see you, Jordan. Hey man, oh Jordan, I remember you. I remember you, my man. Hello, Jordan. Hello, Jordan. This is how you are day, and we have a lot. We have a lot, as I said. We'll be diving in to start with. To be checking the Chelsea team. Personally, I want to analyze the Chelsea team. I want to check how they have performed individually and collectively. Also, want to check how the coach has performed, how well he has performed. Are there things that he is doing right, and are there things he's doing wrong, and are there things they can improve on? All of these are the things we want to check today, and it promises to be a wonderful show. Promises to be a wonderful show. So, without wasting time, it's from the Blue House. The host conducts panel discussion on current issues about Chelsea and its community on social media, like X to be exact. Additionally, Chelsea Social is where discussions on the views of various Chelsea accounts are held. Our thoughts, critiques, and opinions on them are given. So, on Chelsea Socials, we want to hear your opinion about what other fans think. We want to hear your opinions about the team. We want to hear your opinions about the team. We want to hear your critiques. We want to hear your thoughts, your opinions. what you think could have been done better, what you think we are doing right. We want to hear all of those things, and that is what Chelsea Socials is all about. As I said, it's in collaboration. We are from Chelsea Sessions, and we are also known as the Blue House, Chelsea Socials or the Blue House. All right. Without wasting time, as I was saying, we have a lot lined up today, and we want to talk about how well the team is blending in, how well the team is bedding in, and individually the players how they are performing, and I don't know, have they met your expectations? So please send in your reviews. Have they met your expectations? Who has met your expectations and who has been below par for you? Please come up with those come up with your reviews about Chelsea players who has met your expectations and who has been below par. And of course, the coach too, has he met your expectations? Has he been below par? Want to hear your views about all of these. All right. Without wasting time, I'll take the lead. I'll take the lead. So we're talking about Sanchez. Let's start with Sanchez. Send in your comments on Sanchez. What do you think? What do you think about Sanchez? Has he been good enough? Has he been up to par, or he has been below par? Has he been encouraging with his performances? Personally, for Robert Sanchez, I think if without missing words, Sanchez has been Sanchez. We've always known that he's very good with his reflexes. He's a very good goalkeeper, but one that can lack concentration. And of course, we've seen that this season. We've seen that sometimes he's chaotic with his decision making and all sorts. But that doesn't take away the fact that he's a wonderful goalkeeper. He saved us against Nottingham Forest, and take nothing away from him. Take nothing away from him. Are there rooms for improvement? Definitely. There are things they can do better, but he is a very good goalkeeper. Take that. Take nothing away from him. Sanchez is a very good goalkeeper, and I just hope that he's able to improve on his concentration, because I believe once that is done, it can be
Hello, people. Hello, people. Do want to apologize. This is your fellow friend Tyrone. As you know, Chili Sessions. Like to apologize. There's been some technical difficulties. Be with the host as he will fix these issues and he will return. So give us a few minutes. We will be back with you shortly. Hope you guys have enjoyed what you've heard so far. And don't forget to like as well. My apologies. There's been some technical issues that still have been rectified. Do apologize for this. But yes, as Ayodi was talking about, Robert Sanchez has had a very rocky start. It's been good. It's been bad. It's been good moments. Have been bad moments. Mistakes here and there. However, as Jesus is King says here, with Sanchez, we can only hope. We can only hope that those errors don't continue to persist. I said this in the previous show when I joined Iodi's show. In the first episode, the series premiere of this segment, I would have said that players like Sanchez has the bozo gene. That's what I call it. Sometimes these type of players they perform excellent in other opportunities. They make mistakes, they do dodgy stuff, and that's what has you know the way that you can describe Sanchez. He's made some top-notch saves, especially in the game against Forest, for example. He had to make some saves. He was called into action and he delivered well. He was able to make those saves to ensure that we got a point and that we didn't lose, especially in the final minutes of the second half in the stoppage time. So Sanchez has been positive, he's been negative as well. You can never take the Brighton match out of mind. The fact that he tried to come and claim the ball, try to punch the ball out, and he made a blatant mistake that led to the first goal that Brighton scored. Then the second goal that they scored, him passed the ball directly to the opponent and an empty net unchallenged. He was able to score again. So Sanchez has been a player in particular that has been positive and negative.
Can you hear me
Ayodi's
now?
back. Yes, we can hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Wonderful. Ayodi's back. We do apologize
Ah,
once more for that technical issue. But the host is back and I will hand over the show.
all right. As I was saying, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. It's like Premier has something against me, but it's not going to work. I'm going to anchor the show and I'm going to anchor it good. I'm back. Yes, I'm back. So I was talking about Sanchez. About Sanchez, I believe that he's a very good goalkeeper, but take away the concentration issues, and we have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You can see the world class saves he made against Nottingham Forest, but it can just get erratic, and that's the problem we have. Take away that, and as I said, we have one of the best goalkeepers. For um, Marcus Bettinelli, he has not performed anything, so we really can't rate him. For Bettinelli, we really can't rate him because we've not seen him play this season. So for Philip Jorgensen, I don't know. For me personally, I think he's still bedding in, and there's still a long way to go. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you want him. I want him to voice over Sanchez, but I still think he still has a long way to go because it's not just about being good with your feet. I think he's better with his feet, while Sanchez is better with his leg. I wish we can match them together and have both of them do the job for us, but it's just what it is. Martin Philip Jorgensen is very good with his feet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not good with his hands, but yes, he has not gotten there. Victor is saying that Sanchez frustrates me. Oh, it can get frustrating. I think the most frustrating match I've seen him play was against against Arsenal. I really wanted us to defeat Arsenal last season. I was really hoping for us to defeat Arsenal, and it was as if everything was going to plan until Sanchez told us that he had other ideas. Okay, okay, Victor is saying he's not better than Petrovic. What do you think? Oh, definitely. I think when it comes to reflexes, Petrovic is much better. Yes, though the stats don't say so, but from the eye test that I have, because as I always say, I prefer the eye test compared to the stats. From the eye test that I have, I believe that Petrovic is better, but the system of play we want this season is such that we have to play from back, and Petrovic is not that elite when it comes to with his feet. Yes, you can argue that you can argue that what is his name, that Petrovic Sanchez is not as good with his feet, but I tell you, Sanchez is very good with his feet. This problem is concentration. He's very good with his feet. He's one of the best, but he just can misplace those passes. he just can lose his head. Look at the first goal against Brighton. He just lost his edge there, and we consider that good. So that's just it. For okay, he's saying that why do you think Petrovic was sent on loan? I think that Petrovic can still regain that number one shot, and he has been very bullish with his statements of recent, claiming that his goal is to come back to Chelsea and be the number one goalkeeper. And I think it's possible. And thank God for the loan system that we have. We sent him to a team that is also playing from the back, where they don't have too much pressure as compared to the EPL. In the EPL, they won't allow you rest because everybody is really running after you. But in the Serie A, it's not in the French League One, it's not like that. It's not as the intensity in the League One is not as compared to that of the Premier League. So I think he has a lot of things to learn, and I think he can learn. He can learn under the coach there. The coach too is doing wonderfully. The coach at Strasbourg is doing wonderful. He's doing wonderful, and I think if Petrovic improves, he's coming back to get that number one shirt. Jorgensen is even better than Sanchez. Yes, I think so. I think so. Comparing all metrics, but I think that he has not. He doesn't understand the team yet, because from the conference league matches that we saw that there are some lapses. Don't get me wrong, he's a very good goalkeeper and he is going to come out good. I'm very sure about that. Thank you. Welcome, Victor. Victor, welcome. Yes, we see you. Welcome, Timmy Turner. Thank you for joining and watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Timmy Turner is saying, I think Jorgensen and Mike Penders are the future of the goalkeeper post. Yes, possibly, but I've not given up on Sanchez. I've not given up on Sanchez. I'm not giving up on Sanchez. I think Sanchez will come out good. I'm not giving up on Sanchez. Don't give up on Sanchez too. We have seen players turn corners. Look at Cucurella. A lot of us, we are still coming to him. A lot of us wrote him up last season, before the end of last season, and look what he became. Number two, okay, the next thing I want to talk about is Axel Disasi. Axel Disasi. What do you think about Axel Disasi? Please send in your comments. Send in your comments on Axel Disasi. What do you think about Axel Disasi? For me, I think I don't think Axel Disasi will be in Chelsea next season. I don't know. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think it won't be in Chelsea next season because the team has evolved. Now, who's Axel Disasi? He's a wonderful player when it comes to the box. He's a wonderful box defender. But we are in search of front foot defenders that defend from the front, and they are very proactive, not waiting for you to get to their box. They don't defend from the third part of the field, from the midfield, and not wait for you to get into their box 18. But I don't think Axel Disasi can do that. Yes, I agree with you. Smitona thinks that Axel Disasi needs to be sold. I think so too. I think Disasi needs to be sold. I think Disasi needs to be sold, and he's not elite enough. He's not at that level enough. So next I'll be talking about Marco Cucurella. What do you think about Marco Cucurella? I think Cucurella is a revelation. I don't know about you. He's a revelation this season, and it's good. The thing is, I was just in contrast to Axel Disasi. Marco Cucurella is a front foot defender. He is proactive, and that's something the coach was saying some days ago, and he commented on that. The coach was saying some days ago that Marco Cucurella makes other players better, and that's what he brings to the team. He makes other players better. He makes everybody better. Yes, thank you, my host. Thank you, my boss, for that. As you can see, he makes other people better, and you just have to love this guy. He's a character, and he brings the vibe to the team. He loves his job. Yes, a lot of us have been. I'm shocked too. I'm shocked too, Victor. Victor says that Cucurella shocked him. I'm shocked too. He brings a lot of vibe. He brings a lot of. I just like that bit of razness about him. I don't know about you. I like that razness about you. Okay, Victor said he didn't expect the improvements he did. Yes, a lot of us wrote him off, and that's why I don't want to write off what's his name? I don't want to write off Sanchez yet, because people can change. People can change, and his skill set proves that he can do it just like Cucurella is doing it. So I think that we should give him some time. But for Cucurella, thumbs up to him. Thumbs up to him. He's doing very, 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 very well. So next up, Benoit Badashil. I think he's gone. I think Badashil is gone. I don't know about you. I think he's gone. He's a wonderful defender. I prefer him to Axel Disasi, but the problem, I don't know. I don't know. As I said last week, if he has some personal issues he's going through, or he has family issues that we really don't know about. But other than that, I think there's a lot that he needs to do. There's a lot that he needs to do. There's a lot that he's not doing right, and it's really affecting the team. He tends to lose concentration easily. He tends to get carried away. He's a front foot defender. Sincerely, and Victor saying I was in love with Badashile when he joined. I was too. He was one of the best defenders last season. I don't know, all of a sudden he just lost it. Injuries, okay, Victor thinks injuries affected him. Yes. Actually, you never can take that away. Injuries can make and mark players. Okay, they don't mark. Injuries don't make players; they mark players actually. But I think probably one of the issues has been injuries. Yes, definitely. But it doesn't change away the fact that something is still wrong, because the injuries is hard. You cannot compare with the injuries that what is his name? Will still be coming later to him. Why am I forgetting his name? Wesley Fofana. The injuries that Wesley Fofana has had, you cannot compare them, because Fofana has had it rough too. But actually, Fofana, I got a report yesterday from Le Cube, that the coach is really in love with Fofana. The coach is really in love with Fofana because he's doing so well. So I think he's gone actually. I'm surprised at his level, how his level dropped. I don't want to write him off. But I don't see it, because there are a lot of competitions. I don't see it. What I don't want to write him off. Now Ben Chilwell. Write him off rather. For Ben Chilwell, I think Ben Chilwell is gone. He knows he's gone, but it's just that nobody is going to. Okay. Let's start with Fofana first. For Fofana, what do you think about Fofana? Personally, I think Fofana is he's taking this in his stride, and that's wonderful. He has gotten the injuries, and he took it to the chin, and he's here, and he's shaky, just as Victor has said, he's shaky. But I think that personally, the reason why the coach is not using Tosin and chooses to use Fofana, because Tosin and Liverpool will have the same play pattern. They are both full-headed. You need this craziness at times. You know, Man City have Ruben Diaz, and Liverpool has what's his name? You have Kwanzaa, you have Konate. That a bit of craziness about them. That rasness. By the time you are using two very cool defenders, and it's really, yes, I know that you can say that Liverpool is not cool. You can see how many times they have gotten into confrontations with opponents, but in his play pattern, generally, you see that he's more of a cool player. He's not a crasher. He's more of a passer, and someone that is not. Fofana already play his body on the ground for the as against the ball, as against what Liverpool would do. Liverpool is more of the interception kind of person, and Fofana is more of the blocks kind of person. So that's what I think. Don't get me wrong. Liverpool is a very, very good defender. Very, very good defender. So now with James, I have wonderful news today. We add that Chris James is back to full training. Chris James is back to full training, and there's nothing more suiting than that. Chris James is training with the first team, and that is wonderful to hear. So Chris James, for me, I don't know. We cannot really analyze him yet, because he has not done a lot this season. So with time, we are going to have Chris James For Ben Chilwell, I think Ben Chilwell is gone, as I said. Ben Chilwell is gone because there's no way he's coming back to that team. We have Cucurella, and we also have the boy of the moment. We have the boy of the moment in the person of Veiga. So I don't think there's any way back for Chilwell. It's a pity. He's the captain of the team. He's one of the captains of the team, and he's a big player in the dressing room. But the play pattern are just contrasting. He is not what we want. He's not what we want, and I don't think he'll be here going forward. Malo Gusto, guys, I don't know. For me, Malo Gusto has not. There's been a drop. There's been a drop. Not in his build-up. Not in the build-up. The build-up has been wonderful this season. Not in his one-on-one. There has been a drop in his one-on-one defending. There's been a drop in his one-on-one defending. But most importantly, in his decision making. I don't know. Last season, I saw a very wonderful player with his decision making. But this season, I don't know. Probably because of the extra tax of the build-up, probably that has taken its own toll on him. But other than that, I think that there's been a drop. There's been a drop in his decision making. I think he can do much better. Can do much better with his decision making. Don't get me wrong. He's 20 or 21 years, 21, and there are big rooms for improvement. He's going to be a very, very good player. I love him. I love Malo Gusto, and he has been an able deputy of Rhys James. But there is a room for an improvement. I think he could have had a couple of assists this season. He could have there are wonderful patterns of play that he could have just played the passes earlier or faster or with a greater intensity or choosing the right option, and he chose the wrong one, and the chance went begging, or the chances went begging. So I think he can do better. So guys, I'm sure as you are hearing me, please, I'm sure you are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Moving on, Josh Achimpong. I think the prospect is there, but we really can't analyze him yet. But the cameos is hard. He has been wonderful, and long may it continue. With that he performs better and better and brings more competition and more headache to the coach. Now, Tosin Adayabioyo. I called him like a Yoruba boy. Tosin Adayabioyo. So for Tosin is a wonderful player. Take nothing away from him, and it's such that it cost us zero. I won't say zero naira, £0 million, and that's wonderful. It cost us £0, and it is here, and it's a mighty addition to the team. It gives me this Van Dijk vibes. I don't know about him. It gives me this Van Dijk vibes because of the fact that he's cool. He gives me these Van Dijk vibes because he's cool and he's easy on the ball and he has wonderful passes. I remember this season how that he came on and he changed the game. He changed the game, and that's wonderful to know that we have players like that can come in and change the game even from the bench. And being a defender is another added thing, and the fact that we paid nothing for him. We paid nothing for him. So thumbs up to the scout, thumbs up to him, and I think he's really on the heels of Fofana. I think if Fofana doesn't sit up, if Fofana loses form, of course, he's just picking up form. If Fofana doesn't improve and improve quickly, I think that Tosin might just take his position. That's what I think. I think Tosin is a wonderful addition to the team, and God help us. God help us. He's here to stay. Definitely, he's here to stay, and long may it continue. All right. I think I've exhausted the defenders. I'm sorry, I can hear. Oh, I'm sorry, Victor. I'm sorry, Victor. Don't don't mind me. Okay, okay, I get your message, Victor. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez. What do you think about Enzo Fernandez? Has he met your expectation, or has it been a disappointment, or is there something he can do better? Is there something he's not doing right? Guys, let me know your thoughts about Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez. Let me know about Enzo Fernandez. So, what do you think about Fernandez? Okay, he said Fernandez isn't good enough. Victor thinks that Fernandez isn't good enough. Okay, Fernandez, for me, I think that he's he's a very wonderful player. Don't get me wrong. Fernandez is a wonderful player, but there is still a lot of room for improvement. There is still a lot of room for improvement because I don't know, probably it's the play pattern that is causing it, or the fact that he is new to the team. I mean, the coach is new to the team, and I think that a lot of passage of the play goes through him. So probably that is why he's is I want to get the right word now. Is getting used to the new role. I don't say he isn't good because when last season, I think last season under Potter, I saw the best version of Enzo Fernandez. I saw a very good version of Enzo Fernandez. Okay, analyze. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, analyze. I see you. Lavia is more important than Fernandez. Okay, you are still coming to Lavia, but okay, I think I want to accept that school of thought too, but we are still coming back to Lavia. So as I was saying, I think Fernandez is very important to this team because of the pattern of play, just like Rodri is important to Manchester City. Just like Busquets was important to Barcelona, because there are just some play patterns, some players you don't see, you don't tend to see them, you don't tend to see what they are doing on the field of play, but they are very pivotal to what the team is doing. I think it's important to look. I remember the Bournemouth match, one of the matches that we suffered and labored the most. It happens that he wasn't in that match. So I think he offers a lot. And that takes me to Chukwuemeka. Yes, that takes me to Chukwuemeka. So for Chukwuemeka, what do you think? What do you think? I think Chukwuemeka is a wonderful player. I think he has a lot to learn. I think there's a lot of rooms for improvement. But okay, yes, Timituna, I see you. Timituna says Enzo is pivotal to how we play. Yes, just as I mentioned, I think Enzo is pivotal to how we play. I think Timituna is very important to our pattern of play, and he's just going to get used to that. I don't think the coach is going to go. As a matter of fact, I think the coach might even use the three of them at some point. I think so. When I say the three of them, I mean Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo now. All right. Timituna thinks that Chukwuemeka is done. Is done. Okay. No, not Timituna now. Owen Hart. Hello to you. Owen Hart. Owen Hart thinks that Chukwuemeka is done at Chelsea. Yeah. I don't want to say he's done. I believe that a good loan move will help him because he needs to get 30 matches at a stretch. He can't get that at Chelsea. Don't take away the fact that he's a wonderful player, but he can't get that at Chelsea. He can't get 30 matches straight at Chelsea. He really can't get that. So I think we need to give him some time, he can come out good. It's good to have competition in the team. And Chukwuemeka actually is a wonderful box-to-box midfielder. He's a wonderful eight. And if not for Palmer, Chukwuemeka might actually be tired this season. And I think the coach really wanted him to work, because I remember the first preseason match, he played the full match. If I'm not wrong, yes, he played the full match. So I think the coach wants him to work, but so far, when Art says that he needs no time, he said it's over. Okay, let's see. It's possible that it's over, but let's see how it goes. But I really wish it's not over yet. But notwithstanding, if we decide to sell, I think it will be a profit. I think we got 20 million pounds. If we decide to sell, we are going to sell for far more than that, and with a lot of add-ons. So that's what I think. So without wasting time, let's go to Lavia. Because we have a large spot, so it's going to take time. So let's go to Lavia without wasting time. Lavia. What do you think about Lavia, guys? I think Lavia is going to be a tremendous footballer. I don't know about you. I think Lavia is going to be a wonderful footballer. What do you think? What do you think about Lavia? I think he's going to be a wonderful footballer because of the fact that he does a lot. He does a lot. He can break play, he can make play, he can pass the ball. It's a joy to have in your team, because he just offers a lot. He can play as a six, he can play as a long six, he can play as a box to box, he can play as eight, he can play. No, I don't think he can play as 10, but he just covers a lot, and it's good for the team. It's good for competition. It just keeps the opponent thinking that what will Chelsea come up again with? When Art thinks that Lavia is a special player, Enzo preventing him from playing, and I don't know why Maresca doesn't play. Okay, I think Maresca has not been playing because of injuries. It's just back of injury, and when he was fit, I think he was playing. When he was fit, I think he was playing. So I don't think Maresca is holding him back yet. I don't think yet that Maresca is holding him back. I think it's because of injuries. Injuries have held him back so far. But I think against Liverpool, we are going to see a lot. I don't know. I don't know how the coach is going to do it. Lavia injuries, I forgot about that. Oh, no problem. Lavia had injuries, and he's just fit. He's just fit, and it's actually nice, guys. I can tell you that we don't have any injured player in Chelsea presently. Have you ever heard of that before? Since when last did you hear of that there are no injured players at Chelsea? There are no injured players at Chelsea. Wow, that is commendable. There's something that this admin and this manager is doing right. There's nothing you can tell me. There's something this manager is doing right. There's something that this manager is telling these guys. There's something that this manager is doing, because, as I said, Chris James is back with the full team, with the first team, and he's training. So there's something this manager is doing. So, but back to Lavia. Lavia is a wonderful addition to the team, and I love the fact that we actually went for him. He brings a lot. He brings a lot to the table. At preseason, he was just blowing me up. He was just keeping me off my feet, because he's a wonderful player. He's a wonderful player. So I love Lavia. I love Lavia. I love Lavia. So now, without wasting time, let's go to KDH. Let's go to KDH. Kenan. Let's go to Dusbuyol. What do you think about Dusbuyol, guys? I think Dusbuyol is a wonderful player. What do you think? What do you think about Dusbuyol? Now, I think one of the reasons we got Dusbuyol is because we don't want to be over reliant on Enzo. That's what I think. When I think KDH will succeed, definitely, I think he will succeed. I think we don't want to be over reliant on Enzo Fernandez. You see that apart from Enzo Fernandez, is the only player also that can link up play like he does, like Enzo Fernandez does. So, like in the last match, where Enzo Fernandez looked lost, I think those are opportunities for this Real to come in and do his thing. Oh, when that things he reminds me of Kovacic and is better than Enzo. Will I say it's better than Enzo? Hell, time will tell. Time will tell you it's better than Enzo, but he's a wonderful, he's a wonderful player. He's a wonderful player, and I think he's going to succeed. He's going to succeed. He's going to succeed. Yes, I believe you. He's going to succeed. I, 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 I stay with you on that. He's going to succeed. He will succeed at Chelsea, and yes, those low risks is a low risk signing. That's what I think is a low risk signing, just like Kovacic that you said. Okay, when KDH is being used wrong. Okay, but when I think we are not using him rightly. So when I tell me, where do you think we should use him? Where do you think he can play? Where do you think he can play? So I personally think it is tailor made for that. Is tailor made for that. Enzo Fernandez. So where do you think he can play? Okay. When I think Maresca should know better that KJ should be used as a 8, not as a 6. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's very good because you made a very good point there. I think it should be used as a 8 too. Yes, I think, but it can help. I think he offers much too as a 6. Not it shouldn't be a standing 6. It should be a mobile 6. If at all, it should be a 6 because it's important. It's quite pivotal too for how we play, how we play out from the back. Because at times we just run out of options, and if there are no passing lanes, there is no way Maresca system will work. There's no way the Maresca system will work because he brings a lot. He brings a lot when it comes to play pattern, how we move the balls from one side to another is very important. So what do you think, guys? What do you think, guys? Come up, keep sending in your views. Keep sending in your views. Keep sending in your views. We still have a lot to discuss. So without wasting time, let's continue. Great says, why does Owen hate Enzo so much? Ah, I personally, actually, I love Enzo. I love Enzo personally. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why Owen doesn't want to hear Enzo's name. But I think Enzo will come out good. I think Enzo will come out good, and we all are going to love him personally. Yes, so Ray says, be like how you are doing. Yes, be like me, please. Don't give up on Enzo yet because I personally I love Enzo Fernandez. So keep the comments coming. The next person we want to talk about is next person we want to talk about is Renato Veiga. Renato Veiga, wonderful player. What do you think? We've been hearing. Okay, if you don't know, he represented Portugal against Poland. Like he played as a central back, and he played against Lewandowski, and he had a good game. He came out unscathed. Yes, he came out unscathed. Great things that Vega makes him confident. I'm confident about him too. Confident about him. He came out unscathed. He had a good game. The coach has been raving about him. The coach has been raving about him. His players have been raving about him, and I personally am raving about him because he has been doing a very good job. Cucurella has competition, and Renato can play as a midfielder. I love him. I love him too. I love him too. Ray. Sincerely, Cucurella has a big competition in his hands, and I think that's why I think that Chilwell is gone. That's why I think Chilwell is gone because there is no way Chilwell can play. If we have Vega, we have Cucurella, it makes me confident. It makes me confident. It makes me confident. And he's a wonderful player. He's a wonderful player. He makes me confident. He fills me with confidence too, because I know that this guy is versatile. He is versatile. He can play numerous positions and he does them confidently and comfortably. Confidently and comfortably. So without wasting time, okay, I have a question here. Do you think Nigeria will take the left back position from Cucurella? It depends on the opponent, actually. Depends on the opponent. I think that if there are teams that the coach thinks he needs more control, he is going to play Vega. If there are teams that he thinks that we have to defend front foot, he will use Cucurella. That's what I think. That's what I think. But he still needs to bed in more. He still needs to bed in more. But that's just that's just the good thing about it. That's just the good thing about it, that he can play multiple positions. You can decide to deploy him on the in the midfield, or decide to deploy him at the left back position. He will just do well. So I think both of them can play together. That's the loveliest thing about it. They can play together and one can sit on the bench too. It's not just about sitting on the bench, it's about the team rotation. We have a lot of matches to play this season, and it's nice to know that they can be changing. All right, the next person I want to talk about is Casadei. Casadei. What do you think about Casadei, guys? What do you think about Casadei? Has Casadei been a wonderful addition? Has he met your expectations? Has he met your expectations? For me, Casadei is doing well. He's doing well because okay, Ray thinks that Ray doesn't think Casadei will stay at Chelsea. Yeah. I think you have a point. He said he sees him leaving Chelsea in January. I think it brings competition for what's his name now? For Caicedo. I think it brings competition for Moises Caicedo. So I think eventually he might have to go on loan, as you said. He might have to go on loan, as you said. So it is best that we have him around. It is best to have a player that can bring competition, to the team. So I think he can bring competition to the team, and long may that continue. Long may that continue. I think he's a wonderful player. So come on, guys. What do you think? What do you think about Casadei? What do you think about Casadei? What do you think about Casadei? Let me know your views about Casadei. Let me know your views about Casadei. Do you think he's a good enough addition to the team? Do you think he's good enough for the team? Oh, great things that he's done at Chelsea. Okay, I don't want to say he's done, but let's see if he he's done or he's not. Oh, I can see Tyron. I don't think he's done yet. So, guys, what do you think? Do you think he's done at Chelsea? Do you think he's done at Chelsea? I personally don't think he's done. I think there are still a lot of things that he can add to the team. Hello, Tyron.
Well, yes. I've been hearing you say that you've been discussing the players, and I've seen some interesting comments from the people in the chat. Ray and Owen, I guess they're related somehow. Both of them are giving similar views and opinions. They're both not convinced on quite a few of the players. KDH, for example, is a player that I believe Owen was the one that said something about he doesn't he doesn't believe that or you know what? Let me not put words into his mouth. Let me actually. Oh, well, my apologies, Owen. Don't hold a grudge against me. Apologize. You think he will succeed? There was somebody. Which player was it? There was a player that I heard. I saw Owen or somebody like that saying that they think that KDH or somebody was it? Oh, it was Enzo. Enzo, yeah. I think Owen said Chukwuemeka is done at Chelsea, and I think he said something about Enzo as well. Yeah, the important thing when you discuss these players and you discuss what they've done so far this season, you have to take into account the fact that it's a new system, it's a new manager. I I've had my views on Enzo in particular. Cassidy, for example, is a player. Because you're discussing Cassidy, it's important that we take into account the fact that he was sent out on loan. He's a player that is still young. He's very young. It's not a case where he's 24, 25. So there's time on his side. I get the point that I believe it's who is it? I think it was Ray about the fact that he thinks he will be leaving in January. I think he says that he believes Cassidy will be leaving Chelsea in January. But in a situation like that, I do believe that there's still time. It's still early. November, December is still there to consider. So it's not a case where he's guaranteed to leave the club. I'm not saying that I want our players to get injured, but at the same time, we have to discuss that. Big up to you, Miss Melina. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you're in good health as well. It's good to see you here. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate it. Thank you. But yes, as I discussed with Cassidy, Cassidy is a player who, it hasn't been the greatest. I'm sure a lot of fans are surprised that he's not playing as much as he is in terms of the fact that Enzo really loved him when he was at Leicester City. He played him, in the absence of, for example, an Ndidi who was, hit with injuries because Leicester City were hit with many injuries at that time. So I understand the 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 view that people believe that Cassidy will be leaving Chelsea in January, but I don't believe that that per se is the situation. I think there's two opportunities for him. We have to rotate. We're playing a lot of games. We're playing in the Conference League. We're gonna have the cup competitions that are gonna be underway. The round three, round fours, competitions like that. So there's gonna be games for him to play, and we need a squad that's gonna be flexible. You need to be versatile. You need players that can, drop in into certain positions when necessary. And I heard Ayodi mention earlier when he was talking about KDH, and I believe it was Owen. Was it Owen or Victor? I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna scroll up to see. Yeah, Owen was saying that KDH be used as an 8 or not as a 6, which, if I'm being honest, I can understand why you'd say that, because looking at what um KDH would have done at Leicester City last season. The fact that he was the talisman for them quite a lot. He scored goals for them. He created opportunities for them as well. I think in terms of using him as an 8, it seems like the best thing to do. However, the structure that we play in, if you're gonna play KDH as an 8, it means that you're losing one of either Cole Palmer, or you're gonna have to sacrifice having that offensive outlet. And I personally believe that for a player like an Enzo, for example, you have to take into account the fact that the way that he plays, especially when you play with a Casado, for example. Casado is a player that we have to take into consideration as well. Casado is a player that, he's that ball winning midfielder. He's somewhat of a box to box because he can go from each box, both half of the pitch, and try to win back the ball. But when you take into account the fact that, for example, KDH, and Enzo Fernandez and a Casado, those players could ideally work together. I think in a three-man midfield would work. But what that would mean is that you sacrifice one of your offensive outlets. Do you want to lose that offensive outlet, that player that can, give you that flexibility, that additional creativity? Do you want to lose that? And I don't think that Maresca wants to do that. So I think that is one of the things you have to consider as well. You have to take that into consideration. But Casado has done well. There's instances where as well I would have mentioned earlier about Sanchez. Casado, as much as it hurts me to say, I believe that he is somewhat of a player that has the bozo gene as well, because he makes mistakes when he can avoid making those mistakes. So I do believe that, he is a player that has the bozo gene as well. It's hard for me to see because I really respect Casado, but he is a player that I genuinely believe has the bozo gene. In some games he'll be the greatest player. He created opportunities. For example, the West Ham game, the pass that he made to Jackson, that Jackson run onto and ended up scoring. Casado shows that he has that creativity. At the same time, notwithstanding that, he makes mistakes. The Brighton matches I would have mentioned when I would have come on and talked about, Brighton, that match, the field clearance that would have happened, the little collision there, the deflection that presented the ball to the Brighton player that ended up scoring. Those mistakes are still there in Casado. Casado sometimes loses concentration. His positioning can be bad. His starting position when he tries to win back the ball can be shaky as well. You cannot forget the Man City game in particular, where he was trying to win back the ball. Kovacic was able to wiggle his way through, and he scored the second goal for Man City. So Casado, as much as he's a tremendous player, he's still shaky. He's still on the somewhat younger side. A lot of people would classify him as a young player because he's not 25 yet. He's around 23, I believe, if you can correct me, 22. So I think that in that situation like that, when you consider the fact that Casado's still young and the fact that he's able to win the ball back, be creative as well, helping the offensive side of the team, that is always going to be a plus. And that's what you want. You want your midfielders to be able to create, because Chelsea fans are aware of the fact that when we had players like your SCN, you have players like your Ramirez, those players would be able to add to the midfield, add from the midfield to the attack, and be of influence, be of benefit to the offensive side, not just the midfield where they try to connect the defense and the attack. So I genuinely believe that Casado has been somewhat of a positive. However, at the same time, we have to take into account the fact that it hasn't been easy, transitioning from one manager to the next. So I think that it's important to take that into consideration. Now, this is a player that, the next player I'll be talking about is a player that has been one that I've been puzzled with. He's sometimes I respect what he does, sometimes I don't. And that player is Noni Madueke. Madueke would have been a player that I would have discussed, I would have talked about in full length when I was here for the first episode of Chelsea Social with Ayodi. I would have mentioned the fact that I think that he can be selfish. I think that he's been selfish in situations where he doesn't have to be. So I genuinely think that in a situation like that, he has to be more selfless. I get it. He wants to add to his tally. Dante in the first episode would have discussed the fact that one of the reasons why Madueke would have been, selfish, quote unquote, with the ball and trying to score the goal and creating and trying to create opportunities for himself was because it had been a couple of minutes for him to, it would have been a couple of matches correction for him to have scored a goal. So I think in a situation like that, that is the biggest issue that would have led him to wanting to, not pass the ball to a teammate and wanting to do it for himself because he wanted to add to his tally. So Nani Madueke, I've said this as well. I respect him. I respect the fact that he's one of those rare wingers that we have, attackers who have not shied away from taking on their man. We have not seen a lot of attackers at Chelsea in recent time be confident enough to be a 1v1 type of attacker, trying to take on the defenders of the opponent, trying to push through, try to get beyond that man, and that's positive. I respect that. But at the same time, Madueke has made a lot of questionable decisions in terms of not making the ideal pass when necessary. And it's not something that we've seen just under Maresca. It was there under the former manager as well. He would have tried to do a little footwork and try to score goals from outside the box. But Madueke is a player that, if I'm being honest, I have much respect for. I have much respect for the fact that as an attacker, he's confident. He has an ego which can be good, can be bad, and I'm hoping that it stays on the positive side. There's been questionable things about his character in the past in terms of, the Cole Palmer situation, penalty taker situation, but that's in the past. We're looking to the present. But we have to take into consideration the fact that Madueke has proven to be impressive from the standpoint of doing something that not many wingers at Chelsea are willing to do. A lot of the times they look to pass the ball in the midfield and then try to run and then collect the ball back to try to score goals. But with him, he tries to be that creator, be that player that tries to get into the final third, gets into the opponent's box and try to get that all important goal for the club. So I think he's a player that I have to respect. I have to value in that sense. But it hasn't been a case of it's been beautiful, it's been consistent, it's been the greatest with him. And as I've said in previous videos, previous streams, Madueke is a player that, if I'm being honest, I've I've been harsh on. But at the same time, football is not for the weak. It's not for the weak at heart. You have to be willing to accept the challenges that will come with it. And Madueke has been a player that has really frustrated me in that perspective. Now, Ayodi is back. Welcome back, my fellow host, fellow co-host as well. How are you doing, Ayodi? You jumped off. As we've discussed, StreamYard doesn't like us. As a part of the Chelsea Sessions family now, you're getting that royal treatment from StreamYard, where we try our best to host the show, no interruptions, but StreamYard simply doesn't like us. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a case where we've upset or offended them, but we're not going to let the enemy defeat us. We're not going to let the enemy get the better of us. So how are you, Ayodi? You're back. What's going on with you?
Thank you very much. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm fine. Like you said, Premier doesn't want us to have this show without pitches, but we won't give it to the enemy. Won't give it to the enemy, definitely. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tyron, and thank you for deputizing for me at my absence.
Anytime. So we're going to continue talking about the attackers, for example. Now I was
Okay.
just discussing about Madueke. We could probably discuss. Well, it's your show. Don't let me take it over.
Okay. Thank you very much. For Noni Madueke. Personally, I think yes, we've had a lot of criticisms from fans far and wide. I don't think I am left out. I've been one of those that have been very critical of Noni Madueke, but on hindsight, you see that he's a very wonderful player and he's pivotal for the system of play because he's Maresca wants his wingers to be very direct. That's something you cannot take away from this Chelsea play pattern. We have to be very direct, and that's why we had to let go of Sterling and bring in Sancho because we wanted to be very direct. And it's just that for Noni, I think he tries to do too much. I think that's the problem. He tries to do too much. Yes, I understand the fact that he wants to take up responsibilities because at hindsight, you just have to remember that not a lot of our players take shots. How many times have you seen Jackson take shots from outside? How many goals has he scored from outside the box 18? How many shots does Sancho play? You don't see him take shots readily. At the midfield, you really don't see anyone taking shots apart from Madueke and Palmer. They are the only two guys that are taking shots. And if he had a better conversion rate, probably we will not be having this conversation at all about the fact that he's being wasteful or he's not passing the ball. Yes, Palmer has earned the right to be selfish, according to Chelsea fans, because of the fact that he's very clinical in front of goals, in front of the goal post. But the same cannot be said about Madueke because we feel like he has wasted chances. But the truth is that this guy just needs to click something. Something just needs to click and he'll be unstoppable. He'll be a world beater because presently he's one of the most explosive wingers we have in the PL. It just needs to click something. Needs to give out the pass when he ought to give it out, needs to take the shot when he ought to take the shot, and everything is fine with him. So that's just it for me. That's what I think about
Noni. And as I said, okay, Reese thinks that Madueke will do better in time. Definitely, that's what I think too. Thumbs up, Ray. I think he will do better with time. With time, the sky is his starting point. That's what I think. I think he's going to do much, much, much better with time. So that's it. I don't know if you have something to say,
Yes.
Tyron.
Well, I mean, I was speaking about Madueke. I don't think I can say much more. We can probably progress to talking about the other attacker. It's your choice. This is your show. Don't let me take over.
Okay.
It's gonna take a little while for me to get out of being the host. So I may dominate a few times. I apologize to the audience and I apologize to you, Ayode. It's your show. Don't let me dominate. It's your show. It's your segment.
Okay. Let's talk about Sancho. Let's talk about Sancho. Come on, guys. What do you think about Sancho this season? Has Sancho met your expectation? Okay, I'll take the lead. Sancho is just like Madueke. He's a wonderful footballer. Sancho is a wonderful footballer. He's one of the best at Chelsea when it comes to beating his man. I saw how he made a fool. I think I've seen that consistent team now in the three matches we have played. He has made fools of the fullback. He has made fools out of the fullbacks that were appointed to mark him. And my brother Olaino was the last one. There was a time that he made a mess of him, and I just wanted him to take the shot, but he didn't. And I think that's something he should work on. Take more shots. Take more shots. And that's something that Hazard did after beating his man. He's looking to take that shot, put it in the bottom corner of the goalpost. And if Sancho adds that to his game, mark me, he's unstoppable because he already has the eye for the pass. He has eye for passes. He sees spaces. That's something Madueke doesn't have. He sees those spaces. He sees those lines and he releases the pass as I told you. But at some point, he just needs to take on responsibilities and take the shots together. So I think both of them are having Madueke takes more of shots and doesn't passes the ball as much as Sancho does, while Sancho takes less shots and passes the ball more. So I think both of them just have something to learn from each other, and we have two very good wingers. Now, okay, so let me hear what you think. Okay,
Yeah, I will say this. I'll give the chat some time to think about their thoughts. The sample size for most of these players, especially those who have come in or they've played more matches this season, the sample size is very small. Sancho
yeah,
hasn't played the amount of games that, for example, a Casado would have played or Madueke has played. He hasn't. He started games, yes. He would have got. I think he started two matches. He would have made his debut off the bench, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm only human, so I may forget. But Sancho hasn't been bad. He's gotten assists, so I mean that's positive. That's what you'd want from your player. He had opportunities to score goals. Obviously, would have scored against Brighton, but it was ruled as offside. But yeah, he's been positive. There's still more that he can do for sure. He has been trying to do some footwork and some showboating, and it hasn't worked out. Sometimes the opponent is able to win the ball back from him. Sometimes he's isolated, and even the game against Forest, he was somewhat isolated. A lot of what we were doing was coming from the right hand side for the first half in particular. The second half, it was more balanced, especially when Mudryk came on, when he made that opportunity. But we don't want to skip to another player. We're talking about Sancho. Sancho is a player that, with the circumstance with him at Man United, you have to discuss the fact that, he was portrayed as being a particular type of player. They viewed him as being a player that doesn't train hard enough. He was sulking in training. He wasn't doing what was necessary or what Ten Hag wanted him to do. So, the rightful thing for him and for the manager, who obviously the relationship wasn't perfect, was to go out on loan. First, he was Dortmund, now he's on loan with an obligation to buy at Chelsea. So, even if he does bad for the rest of the season, we have to buy him. All being said, if we don't finish poorly in the table, we're going to have to sign him. There's no doubts about it. There's no avoiding the situation. We're going to definitely have to sign him as on a permanent note or as a Chelsea player officially. So Sancho is a player that, as I said, the sample size is very small. He's proven why a lot of teams wanted him, why Man United wanted him in the first place. But it's still small. He hasn't been able to gel into the team completely. The same could be said for other players, and we will discuss other players as we in the attack as we go along. But that's my opinion. I don't know what the comment section has to say about that.
Okay. While we wait for comments from the comment section, okay, we can quickly talk about Neto. Neto, I think
Mm.
okay, for me, I think Neto still needs time to bed in. Yes, he offers a lot. He offers a lot, and against teams that will really come out to press us, Neto is the kind of player that works them because if you leave space in behind, he's willing to run in behind and hurt you. That's who Neto is. But as 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 he acclimatized with Chelsea Football Club, I don't think so. With time, I think he will get better. I think he will get better, but he's a tremendous player. He's a wonderful player. He's good one on one. He's good on the break, and he works his ass off for the team. He works his socks off for the team. He's ready to give his all for the team, and it's wonderful to have. It's a wonderful player to have. He works everything. He gives everything for the team, and long may it continue. Yeah, it's a wonderful competition to have. I think once he bets in, it's a very good competition for Madueke, and it's nice. It's nice to have that kind of competition. Every team should every team that is vying for the league, Champions League, should actually have two teams that are stable. Two teams that are stable, and I think with the addition of Neto, that's something that we are trying to we are trying to we are trying to do. So Ray thinks that Sancho needs to stay fit. Yes, Sancho needs, yeah, okay, Neto rather. Neto needs to stay fit. Yes, definitely. Neto needs to stay fit. Yes, he's had fitness issues, but I don't think he's had injuries this season. Yes, he might not have injuries, but not be fit, but might not be fit yet. But with time, I think he's going to acclimatize. And once he's done that, the sky is the starting point. I tell you, this guy is tremendous. He's a wonderful addition to the team. That's what I think. Tyron, what do you think?
Yeah, indeed. I agree. He's a good player. He's a good addition. I mean, he's rapid. He's quick. He's very quick. I think him and Mujiko are one of the quickest players that we have in the attack and in the team. I remember the game against. I don't want to say Gint or Gint. Is it Genk or Gint? I don't remember the team that we played in the Conference League. The way that he
Genk.
was able to get um Genk. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know how to pronounce these words, and I don't want to butcher the club's name. Yes, looking at that goal that he scored in the second half of that match, the way that he was able to out hustle the defenders, he was 3 against 1, but he still managed to get the ball beyond the goalkeeper and score. It really shows that the player that we signed is there. Injuries have hampered his career. Wolves, his time at Wolves was impressive. He scored goals against teams like Man City. He was vital for them. He was somewhat of a talisman. They had Raul Jimenez, players like Neto and all, and not Neto. What's his name? Jota. Yeah, that's Jota.
Yeah,
Players like that.
definitely.
Those players are the players that made Wolves impressive. Wolves have faltered along the way, but with Neto,
Mhm.
the fact that he's been creative, he's been able to do technical skills, he's able to get beyond players. That is impressive. Neto, Madueke, and Mujiko are the players that I generally think need to be watched. I like the competition. I love it. It's impressive. Sancho is in that list, as I said, and as you mentioned as well. When he gets accustomed to the team, he will improve. He will do better. But Neto has been impressive, and as Ray is saying, he needs to stay fit because if he stays fit and he continues to gel into the team and adjust, the same for Sancho, we will have a very very good flexibility and a good rotational squad. So I'm hoping he can stay fit. His minutes are being managed. He's not starting games consistently, but he's getting opportunities. He's playing games. He's getting minutes here and there, and it's good. I respect that Maresca sees the value and the importance of, rotating the squad and rotating the team when necessary, because we definitely need to rotate. We need to have a good squad, and we've seen the media try to add that additional pressure to Chelsea, saying that, oh, look at the squad that they have, look at the depth that they have to perform good, and then they're trying to paint Chelsea in the limelight of being a team that must deliver and must do this, because if they don't, they have no excuse, because the squad is so good. The rotational squad is so good. The depth that they have in the squad is so good. So they must perform better. But Neto, if he continues to become accustomed to the team, then we will absolutely have good competition. We have players who are constantly on their toes, not knowing when they may be dropped, or being fearful of being dropped because other players are trying to compete with them and perhaps maybe performing better than them in training or in matches where they get little glimpses here and there.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was a wonderful view. Thank you, Tyron. Okay, that was in time. Let's talk about Mikhailo Modric. I remember his debut, and it was I still can't get it off my head how that he gave what's his name now? This veteran, he gave him a run for his money. I don't know why this player's name keeps running away from my head. So he gave him a run for his money and even got yellow carded in that match. That's how explosive Modric is. I think that it's beginning to calm down. I'm seeing a lot of improvements. Over the international break, he had a very good game with Ukraine. He scored, could have had two, could have had two. He forced the wonderful save from the goalkeeper. That's what Modric can give you on his day. And it's nice that I'm seeing a change. I don't know. I don't know if that's the same about fans. Please let's hear your comments. I'm seeing a change about Modric. Okay, Modric is doing better. I'm happy for him. That's what Ray thinks. Ray thinks Modric is doing better, and Ray is happy. Is happy for Modric. I'm happy for him too. I think there's a change. There's something that's changing about him. He's beginning to calm down a bit. He's not just running, because actually, if he's able to contain his speed and not just run, I think he's one of our best wingers. He is able to manipulate with the ball because I think he can. I saw his ball manipulation against Liverpool last season, and it was good. It was good. It was a very, very good. He almost scored on his debut. So imagine he works on that. I think he is a wonderful. But this season is had limited chances. So we really can't rate him as it were. We really can't rate him because he's not at the run of games. But I think he can do much, much better. Okay, Roderick thinks, oh, thank you, Roderick. Roderick, I see you. Thank you, Roderick. Big up to you, Roderick. Thank you very much. So that's what I think. I think Modric can do much better, but it just needs those run of games. So that's it. So Tyron, what do you think?
Yes. Yeah, I have to agree with you. For people who are watching this, for people who will watch this after, after it becomes a video in particular, you will know that I've done about 4 videos on Mudrik. I've done 3 reasons why Mudrik will succeed at Chelsea. I've done a player analysis video on him when he signed in January of 2023. Um, I've done videos on why you should not give up on him. I've done mid-season reviews on him. So I'm a Chelsea fan in particular that has been vouching for Mudrik and trying to persuade the fan base to trust him and to give him more time. Mudrik hasn't had the brightest start to Chelsea. He still has struggled, but he has scored some vital goals. The goals against Newcastle on 2 occasions are one that I can never forget. He scored that all important goal in the Carabao Cup match, where he scored that goal, so important. It was an error from Newcastle, and he came in and and he took the ball and he converted. And we know what happened next. We were able to go to penalty shootout, and thanks to Petrovic, we were able to progress in the competition. So I'm happy for Mudryk. I would have alluded to what Mudryk would have done in particular against Forest. When he came on, he was rapid. He was moving so quickly, and he made a pass to Nkunku, who we will discuss later down. You know, his movement, his decision making has been better. And as you mentioned, Ayodi, he's starting to calm down. I don't know if it's a case where Maresca is, working with him individually, which is possible because we've always heard many things. We've heard that Maresca is inexperienced, but what we've heard is that he's a good man manager. We've heard it from players like KDH. We've heard it from players who are at Leicester City. Before he came to Chelsea, when he was officially unveiled, people were saying Maresca is a very good man manager. He's able to, help the team, in their morale and get the players to gain confidence and believe in their abilities. So I think in terms of what Mudryk has done, um, as Mudryk has said here, Rujic and Mudryk. Is it Roderick or Rujic? Let me know. Because I'm very bad with names, so I apologize. But Mudryk will succeed, no doubt about it. He needs to do more, but he's been good. I agree with you. I do agree with you. He will succeed. I'm not giving up on him. He definitely does need to do more, as you're saying, because in terms of making some decisions, he still has some work to do, but he's getting closer to really showing why Chelsea signed him. I understand the fans will say that he hasn't shown that he was worth the fee, but as Ayodi would have mentioned in the first episode of this segment and this series, the player doesn't decide what his price tag will be. That's down to the agent. That's down to the club. This the selling club. So it's not his fault. And also we have to take into account the fact that it was a case of a transfer battle. Arsenal were in the conversation, and we swoop in and we try to get the player, and we did. So we have to take that into consideration as well. Definitely have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Not forgetting the fact that a lot was going on at his hometown when we signed him. The war was ongoing, and it just has the way of getting to you. And new environment, new club, the saga, not knowing where you are going to, and all sorts. So hopefully it gets better. All right, the next person I want to talk about now is Nicholas Jackson. Jackson, yeah. The Michael Jackson of of Chelsea Football Club. Personally,
Did you say Michael
I see
Jackson?
improvement.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Michael Jackson?
Yes, you need to see his dance
Yeah,
against
he
is it
pulled up the
Brighton
thriller
now?
dance. Yeah, the thriller dance.
That's the
This is
Michael Jackson
thriller.
dance. That's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
that's why I call him
He's
Michael
giving it to the
Jackson,
Michael Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, I give him Michael Jackson dance. So
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson, for me, I don't know. I don't know about any other person. I think there's an improvement. And an improvement that I noticed is that his temperament is getting better. He's less rash with
Mm.
his decisions. Last season, he was amassing yellow cards for himself. I don't know how many has gotten it. And silly yellow cards, very silly, very annoying. I think there was a point that he had more yellow cards than goals at some point last season. And I think there's a big improvement. Look at the hat he had. He took the goals. Look at his performance against West Ham. He took the goals. Yes, you can still see a bit of here and there things he needs to work on, but take nothing away from him. He's getting better. He's getting. I don't want to say too much. He's getting better. I just need to work more on his shooting practice. Take more shooting practices and take more shots from outside the box. That's just what I want to say from me. Other than that, I'm happy with Jackson. So let me hear from you, Tyron.
Yes, I agree with you. I do. I agree with you 100%. I do believe that he's a different player. He's not the same player that was making some poor decisions. There's been instances, for example, where he has been shaky. I don't remember the game it exactly, but he got an excellent pass. I don't remember who made the pass to him, and he was
against Crystal
forced to go
Palace.
wide. And then when he took it probably was Crystal Palace. I don't remember exactly, but he controlled the ball in a odd way, and they forced him to go wide, and then he took the shot, and the goalkeeper, the defender, was able to block it. But yeah, he's done way better. I mean, he's passed the ball when it's necessary. He's making the better decision. Sometimes he'll be taking shots when the best thing to do is to make passes. So he's learning, and he's a young player, so he will come with more and more experience. But I'm happy with Jackson. I don't believe that he should lead the line. I don't think he's a striker. I've said this numerous times. I'm not the only one that said it. He's not been a striker. He was forced to play as a striker at Villarreal because of injuries, but he's not a striker. He's more of a wide forward, and we see that when he's being deputized as a player that is a wide forward, he's done way better. The pressure is less on him, and it's about him being able to play his football, play as a wide player, win the ball back, make some good turns, run in on passes. Casado assist to him against West Ham cannot come out of my mind. I was really impressed with Jackson, and I think he'll continue to impress, but he definitely needs to sharpen up in other areas. But he'll come with time. He's still young.
All right, thank you. You made a very good point. There is young, it's young. That's something that most times we forget. These players that are young players and they are changing leagues, then they need time to acclimatize. All right, let's go to Give. I think for me, I don't have a lot to say on Give because I think Maresca is building something. I don't know. I think Maresca is building something with this guy because all of a sudden he has just gone cold. We hardly hear about him. I think Maresca is building something because we saw him very much at the preseason. We saw him at the Conference League, the first match, and since then, this has gone cold. I think there's something that is going on underground, and I just think that he has something for us. But for this season, I really can't analyze him so well. But I think that Maresca is up to something. So, Tyron, what do you think?
Yeah, as you said, there's not really much that you can really say about him at this time because he hasn't he hasn't played a lot of matches. He's had his debut. Yes, he's played in some games. He started a few games as well. Um, but it's kind of strange. But at the same time, he's very young. We don't want to put too much pressure on him. He's still adapting to the league. He's completely different from the La Liga. Um, and he's still very raw. I see a raw player. Sometimes he makes some rash decisions and it doesn't work out for him. So you have to take that into account. But yeah, there's not really much you can really say about it. And what I like about this picture is that you can see Maresca. It's faded a bit, but you can see like Maresca is looking directly at him and saying, you know, be careful. You're still young, keep pushing through and just believe in your ability.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. I think I just like that explosiveness about him. He's an explosive striker, and I think he's built for the EPL. He's built for the EPL. Probably needs alone, but I think he's built for the EPL, and I think he will do well. All right, let's go to Nkuku. Nkuku. Uh yes, for me, is that a slow? I don't say slow. I think he's had he has been eased in. He has been eased in probably because of the injuries. He has been eased into the team little by little. But I think at some point there will be a very big competition between Jackson and Nkuku because something that you notice is that he's taking his chances. He scored at the. He has a match today that I'll be tuning in to watch soon. He has a match today I'll be tuning in to watch very soon. So he's going. Grace says that Nkuku better stay injury free. Yes, if he's injury free, I think Jackson has a lot of issues at his with him because Nkuku will not let him rest. Because as I said, he has been taking his chances. He scored over some days ago in the international break, and long may it continue. Long may it continue. And once he's taking those chances, we don't have anything to worry about. I tell you, because somebody was saying, I don't know, was it Fofana? Fofana said that Nkuku is the best finisher. He has not seen a lot of finishers that are better than Nkuku. If his teammate is raving about him like that, definitely we have some player in our hands. So, my friend Tai, what do you think about Goku this season?
Yeah, I share the same sentiment as Ray. I hope he stays injury free because, as you mentioned, he has taken his opportunities. There's been instances where, he could have scored more goals. The Nottingham Forest game, in particular, for example, it's a game where he could have gotten a goal. And I'm going to be honest, when I saw him hit the ball, I thought that he scored, and I was celebrating. I was like, "What the heck? The goalkeeper stopped that? How did he stop it?" But but yes, Nkunku has done well. He's been isolated in a couple of matches where he's come on, and I do believe that at sometimes Maresca hasn't given him enough time to really make an impact in the game. But he came on it against Bournemouth and he scored that all important goal. Linking up with Sancho here, and getting that goal late in the second half against Bournemouth to get us that win that we haven't gotten. Big up to you, McIndoe. I'm butchering your name. I really apologize, but big up to you. It's all love. I apologize for the way I pronounce your name, but big up to you. But yeah, Nkunku has really impressed me. And I hope he stays injury free because if he does, as I said earlier, we will have a very competitive attack, competitive squad and depth. So hopefully he stays fit because if he stays fit, he's a good player and he's a good contender for rivaling Jackson.
All right, thank you very much. Lastly, on the player analysis is nobody else than Coach Cole Palmer.
Yes. Save the
Coach
best for last.
Cole Palmer. Yes. Coach Cole Palmer. Yes, there were reports last season, it's a one season wonder, he cannot do it again, he's not good enough, and stuff like that. And I really like it when players don't talk too much and do their talkings on the field of play. It's there's a way it shuts their critics. There's a way you turn these are the ways you turn your enemies into your praisers. You turn them from critics to those that sing your name, and that's what this guy has done. For every critics, he has decided to shut them up, not in the media, but on the field of play. And big up to this guy. He's a very young guy, and he took a very big decision to leave his comfort zone. He's just won the Champions League, was on the was going to win the Premier League, and he decided to advance his career. And he came to Chelsea, and he made Chelsea his home. And he has been breaking records. He has been creating records. This season, he's scored 4 goals. He's had an hat-trick of assists in a match, and we've not even played 10 matches, and this guy is already lighting up the Premier League. He won the is the if we are talking about the Premier League Player of the Month, and of course our coach is the Coach of the Month. Our female team coach is also the female manager of the month. So everything is going so well for us at Chelsea Football Club presently. And I really don't have, I'm short of words for this, sincerely. I don't want to waste our time by telling us so much that we know already. So Ty, I don't know, what do you want to say about Palmer?
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically do what you just said. Don't waste our time and talk about what we already know. He's cold, icy Palmer. Simple as that. He made history in the Premier League, scoring, being the first ever player to score 4 goals in the first half. Impressive work, and all 4 of those goals were beautiful goals as well. They weren't easy tapping goals. They were creative and excellent. Free kick. Shots from outside the box. Impressive work. Respect him as a player. And as you said, people said he was a one-hit wonder. A lot of people were not open to him joining the club last season, but he impressed and he was the top goal scorer for us. He rivaled, Erling Haaland for the Golden Boot. He missed out, unfortunately. But the only thing that really makes what he's done so far in the Premier League and overall is the fact that Haaland, for example, has scored more goals than him. But in terms of what he has done so far, assisting and scoring goals, impressive. And I'm happy that Chelsea signed him, and the
Yeah.
naysayers are being silenced so far.
Yeah, yeah. As you mentioned, he has more goal involvement than Ellen Haaland. Since he joined Chelsea, no other player comes close in goals involvement. That is who we signed. A young boy from Manchester City, a Manchester United fan, and one who has decided to make Stamford Bridge his home. And
Yeah,
I've seen reports recently about how that is being linked to Manchester City, and I find it laughable. That is to replace Kevin De Bruyne. I found that laughable because it's not a problem if they have the money. If they have the money and they're ready to cough out the money, it's not a problem. But I don't think they will have the money. So that's just it. That's it. So lastly, Maresca, Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca. Okay, lastly, Enzo Maresca, as we try to wrap up. Enzo Maresca, I think he's doing a wonderful job this season. Okay, for last month, he's the manager of the month, and long may it continue. We pray that he gets better and better and better and better. Enzo Maresca, I think, will only get better at Chelsea Football Club. He's still getting to know the team, but one thing I like about him is the consistency of his lineup. He wants them to get to know each other better, and that's very, very good. I don't have too much to say on Enzo Maresca because if I delve into it, we might not live here. We are not live here today because it's you have to start looking at the analytics and the gameplay and everything, and that can take us another 2 hours. And I don't think we have the luxury
yeah,
presently. So
yeah.
probably we are going
Because
to
of
dedicate a
the
session
international
for
matches.
probably we are going to dedicate a session for Enzo Maresca and talk about the things he's doing. So I don't know. Let me hear from you, Ty.
Yeah, I mean the sample size is very small for all of these individuals, personal at the club. You mentioned the fact that he was the manager of the month of September, so that's a positive for sure. And yeah, I don't want to really go back and be a broken record. A lot of fans weren't open to it. Inexperienced manager. Why are we going for him? Why not go for a Flick? Why not go for a Nagelsmann? Why not go for Ruben Amorim? Why not go for these managers who have established themselves in a competitive European league? But he's done well so far. I mean, the season is still early. I am very cautious because look at what happened with Graham Potter. We had a beautiful start with him, but then what happened? Things started going downhill in November. So we have to be careful. We have to be cautious. We can't be happy about the results and the fact that we've had a positive start. You know, we've lost 2 matches. Yeah, that's the gutting part about it. But we've gotten points in the Premier League. We were in the top half, unlike what had happened in prior seasons. So that's a positive for sure. But yeah, not much can be said about Maresca so far. We have to be wait and see.
All right. Yes, thank you very much, Ty. And thank you. I don't know, Ty, can we still take one or two tweets and talk about them in some minutes before we call it a wrap? Can we take one or two
Yeah,
tweets and
we can probably discuss Estevan, for example. Estevan has been
okay.
very vocal about the fact that he's joined Chelsea. So, I mean, it's your show. Don't let me take it over.
Esteval, that boy is a revelation, sincerely, and I Madueke just has to sit up this season. Because this season for me, with Madueke, he has to hit the ground running because this boy is not joking. This boy is not joking. He says that I decided to join Chelsea because of their plan for the future. I was very pleased with that. It was the club that believed in me and trusted in my work. I hope I can pay that back. That is what Esteval thinks. I think it's a superstar in making. I think he's a superstar in making. He also said something some days ago how that Allison was very annoyed with him in training when he was eating top beans and scoring all. Okay, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is what I'm talking about. He said, in shooting training, I tried to eat all the shots and Allison got a bit angry. He said he was still warming up, that I should wait a little bit. I hope that next day I can do again against him in the Premier League matches. What a confidence! What a confidence from a young boy, and it's lovely to hear him say things like that. And I think it's going to be a revelation. Not to forget Paez too. Kenny Paez is another revelation that I'm also watching out for. I think it's going to be a revelation. Oh, already a revelation. He's going to be a big superstar, and he's going to realize that dream in Chelsea. And thank God for the coach that we have. And hopefully things go according to plan this season, and the coach is still there next season, and everything just goes softly and easily for him. That's what I think. So I don't know if you have words to say, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much concerned about if some of these players will ever get an opportunity to play for Chelsea. He's looked very promising. In terms of what he's doing with Brazil and what he's doing on loan right now, or at the club that he's currently at. So that's positive. But I'm not generally confident that a lot of these players that we've signed will get an opportunity, because I don't know, it's not been easy. But I'm very much confident about him. I do hope that he will be able to deliver and continue to be impressive. And when he gets the opportunity, if he gets it at Chelsea, he will be able to prove why he was signed, and convince people that he can be one of the greatest player in football. So yeah, I wish him the best. And I like the confidence. I like the fact that he backs himself. That is very good, and that's what you want to see from a young player. But he has to be in
Yeah,
a managed level.
definitely. I really hope that things work out for him. Thank you very much, guys. To those that will be streaming, that will be streaming later on. We hope that you really enjoyed the show. We thank you for joining us today, and we thank you for all that and all. Okay, thank you, Indefinite. Big up to you, Indefinite. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining the show. We'll be calling it a wrap here, and I will see you again next week, definitely. As of course, we'll be having reactions as concerning the Liverpool match, and hopefully, it's a win. And if it's a win, then definitely we have more to talk about. Yeah, I hope it will be a win, and I don't want a draw. Actually, I want a win. I don't know if that's the same about you. I'm sure it is the same about you, because there's no Chelsea fan that wants his team to lose. So these are teams to lose. So I really hope it is a win, and we are able to talk about it all laughing. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for everyone that has joined. Thank you for everyone that has shared, like, and subscribe. If you are yet to subscribe, it's not too late. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much, Ty, for joining the show. Thank you, everyone. And it is a wrap from me. Thank you. See you next week.